Welcome to Barbie's Bitch House. Today,
we're reading chapter
4
okay.
of Bill Badger. Now, this one I'm really excited to read because it's called The Splinter. And I don't know if I talked about last week. I looked a little bit forward into it. I didn't look fully, but I saw a little bit of it. And I'm like, oh, this is dirty. So it's Maddie's turn to read. And I actually edited episode 2 this morning and posted it. It'll be up on Tuesday, but ignore that, people listening right now. That's not relevant to you.
Okay, Miss Forsyth. I'm sorry.
Forsyth?
Opened her legs slightly. Oh my god.
We're already getting into it.
Okay. Placed her arms behind her and put her hands on the new wooden table. Slowly she leant back onto it. Is that girl's name?
Miss Forsyth?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's her name.
Okay. Bill, honestly, tell me what you think about my new table. Bill looked at Miss Forsyth's body, now gamely flaunted in front of him. It was certainly not unattractive, and that was very flimsy. Negligee was indeed fast.
Negligee.
Oh, fuck. I was like, negligee?
It's okay. It's like some type of dress.
It was indeed fast disappearing of her body towards her tantalizing tits. What is tantalizing?
Just like captivating.
Okay.
Like, okay, Dr. Seuss.
Leaving her fairly recently shaven pussy completely on view.
What was it? Her recently shaven what? I think I need you to say it louder.
Her recently shaven pussy.
Pussy. There you go.
But why did she need his opinion? He hadn't bought the table. He actually thought the old one was totally up to the job. After all, she didn't do much entertaining. Why such a big monster? It must be all of 10 feet long.
What?
Why are they, like, sexually harassing this table?
Like, this table is 10 feet long. It's a monster. They call the table a monster?
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah, okay. Be brutal with me, Bill. The truth, even though it may hurt me. Miss Forsyth was now leaning back so far over the table, Bill thought she was going to fall onto it. He slowly repositioned himself at the end of where her feet were, in case he needed to catch her. She smiled to herself and thought, what a good boy you are, Bill. Now just lean a little bit further towards me.
Poor Mr. Table. She's going to burp in his face.
Bill mentally assessed the situation. Firstly, the postman, and now the new wooden table. Miss Forsyth cracking up. Certainly, the health and safety ramifications of what she was doing were extremely worrying. How old is this bitch?
I was listening to episode 2 and we were talking about how old the fucking Dr. Stud was. Now I didn't know how old this bitch is. She's definitely really old because he's into like really old ladies. Cougars, as he claims.
If she fell off the table in his presence, there could be legal possibility and that he could be held responsible for her injuries.
Oh, sexy. I love learning about responsibility.
His father would have him for breakfast if that happened.
That sounds disgusting.
Bill thought fast, staring at her now wet. Staring. What? Oh, I hate it. Okay. Staring at her now wet and slightly dripping vagina.
Ew!
Bill let his eyes follow. He let her eyes.
Sorry, we had to pause. Someone walked in. Okay, keep reading.
Okay, Bill let his eyes follow her legs to the end of the table. Isn't he already at the end of the table? Anyway, Miss Forsyth had clearly wrapped them around those of the wooden table, and that was now how she hadn't fallen already, he thought. Okay, I'm picturing this in my head, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, she's on the table, okay?
Yeah.
But, like, her legs are, like, wrapped around the legs of the table? So isn't she kind of sitting up there like a crab? Like, with her feet wrapped around the legs of the table?
Like, how like, is she not?
Because it says that's the only thing that's keeping her from falling.
Okay, we're going to pause real quick because I hear the printer going. Okay, we're back. Anyways, we're talking about the table and how stupid it is.
Okay. But he knew his luck wouldn't hold. These city women weren't known for their inherent physical strength. He'd have to do something and fast. Okay.
Keep reading. Read it loud.
I can't.
Read to the class. Don't make me do it for you.
This word is spelled wrong, unless that's just how they spell it over there. Bill stripped off every stitch of his workwear, and Bill Badger's cock sprung to attention.
Boing.
This time he had an important job for it. It would be like a stabilizing bar, something which would keep Miss Forsyth from falling off the table. If she happened to enjoy his penetration of her, then he could not be accused as irresponsibly giving her enjoyment from this part of his body. That, in effect, was her own lookout. More importantly, his father would understand his reasons and was what mattered to Bill. He leaned over Miss Forsyth, inched his way towards the table, and penetrated her vagina with his rapidly hardening cock.
Ew!
At least something was up to the job this morning, he idly thought. Okay. So, okay, I don't want to scream that. Fuck me hard, Bill, shouted an excellent Miss Forsyth. Do you understand? Hard, hard, hard.
Okay, guys, we're back. We had to move locations because people kept walking into the office, and it was really annoying. So, we'll set it right there.
This entire scene is, like, really bad, so we really don't want people to hear what we're reading.
Yeah,
so.
and it's also, like, we have to keep pausing, and it's awkward. We'll let the phone turn off, so it'll...
Okay. Fuck me hard, Bill, shouted an excellent Miss Forsyth. Do you understand? Hard, hard, hard.
Do you understand me? That's like when you get in trouble as a kid. Do you understand?
Bill got into his stride and began to osculate his cock against her clitoris.
It's quack.
His cock. Forsyth screamed in satisfaction for the next 5 minutes as Bill fought to keep her on the table. 5 minutes?
How big is this bitch?
Okay. He started to feel himself slipping and grabbed her tits.
Ow, Bill!
He squeezed her nipples hard as he fought to retain his imperfect balance.
That would fucking hurt.
Forsyth screamed harder, shouting, more, harder, deeper. I'm about to orgasm. Who the fuck says that before they're about to orgasm? I'm about to orgasm.
And it's come. Like, you say come, not I'm gonna orgasm.
Her words fell to a deep mumbling as she shook with the first orgasm she experienced as her last Red Cross day.
Her last what?
Her last Red Cross day.
I forgot about the Red Cross.
With the first orgasm fucking stupid. Bill was now in his stride, and there was no way he was going to let this irresponsible customer fall off this table. He continued his thrusting whilst all the time attempting to penetrate her deeper. Is the fucking mailman still standing there?
I hope he left.
If he could get further in, then he wouldn't inadvertently slip out of her and risk the inevitable health and safety disaster.
This is so stupid.
Okay. The flimsy black lace negligee was now in tatters.
Oh, God.
Forsyth was perspiring heavily. Sweat was rolling down her face, mingled with tears of satisfaction. Her expensive hairdo was a wreck, and her carefully mascaraed eyes were just black blobs of paint.
So she just looks like shit, pretty much.
Yeah. She arched her back slightly to increase the pressure of Bill's cock on her expanding clit. Ew, I hate that.
Expanding?
Yeah, it's expanding clit. She needed more. She was a successful woman. God, she could take what she wanted, and this was what she wanted. A fantastic fuck before she went to her big fucking job in the city for this wonderful grocery delivery man.
What a shitty life. She's like, I want a good fuck before I got my fucking job in the fucking city.
She would never buy from any other supplier. Harold's Emporium would have her custom for life. I think it's supposed to
Me when I go to Walmart and they make custom cakes.
Fuck. Perhaps they would even become donors to her charity. Why the fuck's she running a charity? She thought of the secret trust in anterooms before the banquets, Bill. What the fuck? As a major sponsor would be invited to. The way that was written just hurt me.
Is she talking about charities while she's getting her pussy fucked?
Yes.
She's like, oh, charity, I'm gonna orgasm.
Fucking charity. Bill kept thrusting, the full weight of his body now pushing Miss Forsyth further and further up the table. Then he heard it. A slight wooden groan. It rapidly became louder. He looked Miss Forsyth in the eyes, trying to vainly discern if it was emanating from her, but
she has a wooden vagina.
They were closed, and she was far within herself, he thought. Forsyth screamed again as she climbed back for the fourth time on the table. Her body jumped at the release, and suddenly they were writhing on the floor as the oak table split apart. Shards of wood flew everywhere. Bill was lucky he was unscathed. Oh!
They're writhing on the floor in pain.
Please tell me she doesn't have a splinter in her pussy. Because I don't want to read that.
Oh, God.
That hurts me.
Oh, God.
That hurts. Like, that fucking hurts. Do you want me to turn on the air conditioner?
Yeah, please. I'm gonna die in here.
Oops, sorry. It's stuck in there. Anyway, I figured, because I was like, I don't know how hot it is today.
We're gonna be like those kids in the car that, like, get left in and they get that heat stroke.
Die of heat stroke.
They're like, okay. Brandon, why'd you leave your kids in the car? Oh, that's nice.
Here.
69.
Here.
There we go. Thank you. That's great.
You can turn them on you. They're probably all turned off of me.
Oh, that's good. I feel it now. Oh, it's better. Now time to read about this bitch getting a splinter in her vagina.
Oh. Miss Forsyth watched the naked Bill, still rampant, pull the third shard of oak from her right breast.
Oh!
He gently treated each scratch with antiseptic. That was the easy part. The bigger problem was the largest splinter was inside her vagina. Oh.
Is it in a lip or just in?
It would take a lot of patience and time, which he didn't have. Forsyth didn't have time either. Her limo was about to arrive outside. Just pull it out, Bill! Just pull it out! I have to get to work! She screamed as the waves of pain flooded across her mind. Bill roughly parted her vaginal lids and studied the situation. It's like in there. It's not in the lid.
It's like the magic school bus. Let's go inside Miss Forsyth's vagina.
Her pink labia glistened as he slowly found the point of penetration with his forefinger. Miss Forsyth was lucky, he thought. The splinter hadn't really penetrated that deep. It was more of a parallel wound, flesh deep at that. She wouldn't even bleed that much. With a sure concentration acted, Bill pulled the splinter out of Miss Forsyth's vagina. He bent down and sucked the wood clean. That's fucking gross. He's gonna get a fucking splinter in his tongue. Anyway, Miss Forsyth once again orgasmed. Why the fuck did you... There was a piece of wood stuck in your pussy, and he pulls it out, and then you fucking orgasm?
Why do women in these books orgasm like the slightest, like, snap of a finger? That does not happen.
A little bit of blood welled up, and again, Bill sucked the wound clean. Miss Forsyth orgasm again?
I can't with this bullshit. It's like, oh!
He was a natural, she thought, and asked him to go just that little bit higher as she was sure her clit needed some additional attention. Bill quickly obliged whilst glancing at his watch, and Miss Forsyth orgasmed yet again. That really wanted.
She has came 7 times.
I can't even come once.
That fucking room smells. Her brother's gonna walk in and be like, what the fuck is that smell?
Okay.
What happened to our table?
Bill sat down on the bedroom chair, still naked, and finishing his hot
orgasm
chocolate. Why the fuck?
What? Finished.
Bill sat down on the bedroom chair, still naked, and finished his hot chocolate. He watched her dress up for her big job in the city. It didn't take Miss Forsyth long to redo her hair and eyes, and as soon as she was the businesswoman again. Bill was relieved. She seemed to be just fine after all those wooden splinters. I must apologize for your torn negligee, Miss Forsyth. I'll make sure I get a suitable replacement from you from our stockrooms as soon as possible. How many fucking tables have they broken? Has he come over here every time, gotten her a big table, and they fucking break it and they get her a new one?
And she comes 7 times.
Bill, just invoice me for it. I think I can stand the cost of a little negligee for all you've done for me this morning, but I've got to go. Let yourself out a few minutes after you've dressed. Keeps the neighbors from talking. Miss Forsyth gently kissed and longingly licked Bill's still hard cock. As she stood up, put a red cross on the calendar, smiled and left. So he's still hard at this point anyway.
And his cock is covered in like pussy juices.
Ew.
7 times over.
Bill turned quickly into the depot. He was running slightly late due to the medical emergency he'd encountered at Miss Forsyth's residence.
Medical emergency?
But on the whole, he'd had a good morning, and with another set of deliveries set out for him on the loading bay, he'd soon be off making up for lost time. Bill secretly hoped he'd get 5 minutes with Beatrice, just him and her alone at last. You fucking cheated on your girlfriend and now you're trying to smash? Anyway.
He sucks.
Bill parked his van beside Jerry's, who'd also returned from her first clients. Morning, Bill, shouted Jerry. Would you mind giving a girl a hand? Need a bit of a male strength to shove this pallet out of my way. Bill laughed and got the pallet moved for Jerry. How'd it go last night with Janice? Jerry asked innocently. Did you get the car tire fixed? Burger. Burger. Wait, bugger. Fuck. I'm fucking stupid.
Burger.
I say burger.
It's like when someone asks me a question, I say taco.
Bugger. Bill replied, with all that's gone on this morning, I've forgotten to get our Fred in the garage to go and pick it up. Thanks for reminding me, Jerry. I owe you one. Bill ran off to the maintenance area to find Fred and explain what needed doing to Janice's tire. Jerry shook her head in disbelief, and what was Bill all about? She'd hoped to embarrass him, not remind him of that job that needed doing. She set to loading the final few crates and resolved to do better with Bill. If that Janice could get him to fuck her, then she could do so too. The question was how to do it. That's it.
Just go up to him and be like, hey. Just start scratching a clipboard, and he'll start getting wet.
And then the next chapter is called Pershaw Place.
What?
Pershaw Place.
That sounds really stupid. So what do we think of this chapter? This is my favorite chapter so far.
I don't like the visual of getting a splinter all the way in your vagina.
What? I'm just imagining the visual of like it just being one scene where every time he does something, she goes like, oh. It just gets more crazy each time. Like every little movement, it's like nuts. Okay, so next week we will be reading
Chapter 5
called Pershaw Place. Bye.